guys, let's talk about it. So this is a conversation that I've seen in most of TZ blogs. They're talking about older actresses and socialites dating younger musicians, right? So usually we're used to, when you see a younger guy with an older lady, it's because probably the lady have money and the dude is with a lady because of money. Well, that is not the case most of the time, or rather when it's come to these guys, because it is the other way around of where you will find, for example, the Kajala and Harmonize situation. It is Kajala who's collecting from Harmonize and probably Auntie Ezekiel. Some argue that Zari had good money when she was getting with Diamond Platinums and so on and so forth. So with that being said, here is how I see it, right? Because this is something that we've not only seen most of the times in TZ, but also seeing it in American sports, right? Where you'll find early 20s young men who have just entered into the major leagues, hanging out, or rather messing around with older women who are on their late 30s, early 40s. You all remember that teenager, okay, boy called Yamal, the Spanish footballer. He was just involved with a woman who was on her 30s, right? And I think most of the time they're doing it because they probably had a crush on these women, watching them on television, you know what I'm saying, or on social media. And when they reach at a point where they're able to be in the same spaces as these women, or have become successful and they have money, they're able to spend on these women, or rather fund their lifestyle. They're like, you know, I want to experience this person that I used to have a crush on when I was broke, and I don't care even if they're older, but I want to know how it's like to be with this woman that I've only been watching on TV. And I think that is also what's up in TZ, of where when they're broke, because almost 90% of artists in TZ are coming from slums, okay, very, very dungeons, and they're looking at these beautiful women on social media, on TVs, acting, you know what I'm saying, looking all good, and they start singing, and you know, they find themselves in the same spaces as these women. So they're like, you know, I might as well eat it while I'm going with it. And that is basically my opinion about what's going on in TZ, and the real reason why there's this almost flock on younger artists going in on older actresses. It could be also for exposure, or, you know, like Diamond used Wema. Anyway. Apart from that, let's talk about this clip that I saw on social media making rounds. It's a couple of years clips of where Juma Jux was doing a random interview, and of course he was being asked about his life, who he has dated, and then he talked about the fact that the first celebrity that he dated, yeah, before anybody else, was Jackie Walper, and of course they dated for 2 years, and people started dragging Jackie Walper based off of people that she has been with, from Diamond, Harmonize, Ali Kiba, and it was on and on.
Mahusiano kwa mtu maarufu nimeanza na Walper. Nilikutana wapi? Sina kumbukumbu sana kwa sababu nimepitia mahusiano mengine hapa kati. Nilikutana naye kwenye harusi ya dadangu. Sisi tangu nadhani kulikuwa na ukaribu ambao iko naye kama sio rafiki, alimwalika kwenye harusi.
Let's stop there, right? So Juma Jux was asked, you know, who is the famous person that you've dated? Who did you start dating who was famous? And of course, Jux said Jackie Walper. And the guy asked, where did you and Jackie Walper meet? And of course, Juma Jux said he ain't gonna get deep into it. He's been on other relationships apart from that, but he said that him and Jackie Walper met at Juma Jux's sister's wedding, okay, Fatima, because Fatima was married before. So Fatima and Jackie Walper had some sort of friendship in the fashion world, and that is how him and Jackie Walper met, and they started dating. So let's listen to more as I do my interpretation here.
Kwenye harusi nilivyoenda, yeye ndo tulionana pale kwenye harusi. Kwa tulipofika, kumbe nikutana naye tukasalimiana, tukabadilishana namba, kuna kuongea ndo ikawa hivyo. Mahusiano yenu yalidumu muda gani? Yalidumu nadhani kama miaka miwili hivi. Yani kwenda China tu mahusiano yetu yalikufa pale. Sababu
Okay, so let's continue from there. So, of course, Juma just said that they met at Fatima's wedding, and of course, they exchanged numbers, they started talking, and then they started dating. And of course, the guy asked, how long were you guys together? And Jukes said about 2 years. And everything ended when Jukes traveled to go to China for further studies. Okay, later on, he said that Jackie Walper met another person who is well known. Let me play you that part. And that is, you know, how they broke off. And he also talked about the real reason why he specifically chose to go and study in China.
Mimi na Jackie Walper kutengana, that time ilikuwa alimpata mshikaji mwingine wakati mimi nimesafiri. Ilikuwa inajulikana, kila mtu alikuwa anajua jamaa Dallas. Jamaa alipata. Mimi niko shule kule ndo nimeanza China nini kwa sababu nilikuwa huko niko kwenye peak ya muziki kidogo ndo nakuja nafanya vizuri. Alafu nilichagua kwenda China kwa sababu nilikuwa nataka nijue China kuna nini, alafu nilikuwa na dream ya biashara. Everything is from China.
So Jukes went ahead and said that the real reason why we broke off, me and Jackie Walper, is because he met somebody else. And it's something that people knew about. Okay. He also said that around the same time is when I was starting my music career. People were getting to know me, but I had to travel to go to China because I wanted to study business, because almost everything that we are using is coming from China. So that's why I opted to go and study there. So he mainly said that the real reason why the relationship could not work was because of Jackie Walper meeting this guy. And of course, according to what he said later on, they left things on a lighter note because
niko kule bwana kama miezi mitatu minne ni bado unajua girlfriend wangu yuko kule maarufu, alikuwa na power zaidi yangu kipindi hicho kwa sababu mimi yeye kwenye movie alikuwa ni tayari, you understand. So mimi niko kule nasikia bwana Mungu ampumzie tena marehemu Kanumba kwa sababu msiba wake ulikuwa umetokea, mimi niko kule nasikia bwana mtoto kadondoka pale na X6.
Of course, Juma Jukes said that when he traveled after 3 months is when something happened. A very big actor in TZ died called Kanumba. And of course, when this person died, Jackie Walper went to this guy's funeral with a very expensive car. And that is when Jukes started asking questions like, yo, what happened? Yes, Jackie Walper was already big. Jukes was the one who was still struggling to make it into the music industry, but he probably knew that that money that can make you afford that car, you can't earn it only via acting, right?
Unaona bwana, gari fulani hivi. So what's up? Kaniambia unajua kazi zetu hizi nini. Nilikuwa okay kwa sababu nilikuwa sijajua hivyo sana. It's okay. Siku zinazozidi kwenda vinafanyika vitu vikubwa zaidi. Umeelewa? Nikaona okay, na normal, lakini ikaenda bahati nzuri aliniambia tu kweli. Kwa sababu ilikuwa imeshafika, kaniambia bwana mimi kuna mtu nimekutana naye. Kuna vitu ananisaidia, mimi nakupenda wewe.
And of course, according to Juma Jukes, he said he asked Jackie Walper about the car, and Jackie Walper at first was hiding, saying that it was, you know, promotional purposes, you know, brand deals and stuff like that. But a lot of things continuing happening, you know, she became like very visible, you know, and Instagram was there, he's able to see like, oh, okay. And according to Jukes, he said that Jackie Walper could not hide it anymore. She just came clean and said that I met someone and I still care about you, but I met someone that I feel like will be able to help me with my journey and where I'm going. So they decided to let things go on a lighter note, according to what Jukes is saying. And I think they're cool because Jackie Walper congratulated Jukes during his wedding, and yeah.
Kwenye level ambayo unayo, yani just niache. So kwenda pale mimi nikanini, yeye alikuwa na maisha yake anaendelea, mazuri akaenda mambo yake. Sijui vikatokea nini, okay, yani ikaishia huko ikaishia.
Okay, guys, so this I think is like a Tanzanian culture because I saw the same pattern with Wema Sepetu and Diamond Platnumz, of where when Wema Sepetu will keep her rich men and still be with Diamond. So that is apparently what Jackie Walper wanted because she still kept on saying that she loved Jukes, she wanted to continue, but she want to be with this man also to continue funding the lifestyle. And Jukes was like, where I'm at in life right now, now, I don't think I'm able to help you financially. But as for right now, I don't think I can be with you and you being with somebody else. And that's how they stopped the relationship. And that is how it ended. But I remember also that Jackie Walper literally funded Harmonize's career in the beginning. And at some point, when Harmonize wanted to break up with Jackie Walper, saying that Jackie Walper was cheating on him with an older man, Jackie Walper was like, Harmonize knew about this man, and he knew very well that I was still with this man because of his money, and that is the same money that I was helping in funding his lifestyle. And I'm like, oh my goodness, TZ is rotten. TZ is rotten. TZ is rotten, but I feel like it is what it is. Probably there's some people who will be cool with this, but Jukes was like, nah, I don't want this type of lifestyle. And according to Jukes, that's how it ended. Anyway, tell me how you all feel about it down in the comment section for the people who wanted the interpretation of this interview that happened years ago. Anyway, keep it classy. Stay messy. See you on the next one. Ciao.